Today, a very unique portfolio comes to us. This individual is a senior leader at an IT firm. She lives in Bangalore. So, as we always do, let's define the portfolio first. This is a portfolio worth 3.1 crores, and the invested value was 2.2 crores. So, essentially, the portfolio has grown from that. 99.93% of this portfolio is in equity, right? So, the asset allocation is almost non-existent here. But there is one thing which is quite interesting about this portfolio. Almost 91% of the portfolio is actually allocated only to one mutual fund. Right? And that is a children's benefit mutual fund. Why don't we start there, right? Like, what is first a children's benefit mutual fund? And why do you think this investor would have kind of allocated 91% of their entire wealth into one mutual fund?
So the name of the scheme is Children's Benefit. It's nothing but an aggressive hybrid scheme, which means 65% of allocation would be towards equity.
Okay.
35% would be towards fixed income.
So within this mutual fund, 65% would be in equity and the balance would be in fixed income.
Now, this is a classic case of packaging, right? There is a wrapper or a layer on top of an existing mutual fund scheme.
Okay.
You give it a name such that it has an emotional appeal, which helps in marketing and distributing the scheme.
Interesting.
Right. There are other aggressive hybrid schemes without such names. The fact that there are, two teenage kids, there's this lady.
What is essentially the objective of such, like, even from a packaging perspective, right? What is it that is appealing to these investors of these mutual funds?
If I'm an AMC, I'm trying to lock in capital for a very long period.
Okay.
I would say that, hey, your kids are 3-4 year old. You save this money for the next 12 years. Post the kids are 16 if they go for, foreign education or they look for higher education in India. This is how much your money would become in this scheme, and perhaps you could use it towards their college fees. This is how these products are packaged. The same objective can be achieved by any other mutual fund as well, or a basket of mutual funds, without necessarily having to package it in this manner.
So let me be clear, there is no taxation advantage, most likely. There is no better returns or a more diversified approach. There is no tactical advantage of this fund other than the name.
The name product. This particular product, for example, has two issues that we've noticed. One, the expense ratio of this product. The expense ratio is essentially what you're paying annually to the AMC, which could include the AMC fee plus the commission that is paid to the distributor, is almost 0.9% versus expense ratio. This is in fact 0.9 is in a direct plan versus another aggressive hybrid scheme which another AMC runs at around 0.5%. So it's almost double.
So the expense ratio is double.
Almost double
of same function.
Same product. Second is this particular fund has a exit load period of up to 5 years. Typically in mutual funds you would see exit load either not being present or present for a year. Here the exit load is up to a period of 5 years.
So essentially you are locking in capital for 5 years?
Correct. You're locking in, or if you want an exit you need to
pay. So you are going to be penalized to leave the fund if you leave before 5 years.
Correct.
Wow. That's
also another way in which this is marketed is that you are being told that, hey, it's, asset allocation in a way because 35% is towards fixed income. But tomorrow when equity market is down, you can't go to the scheme and say, I only want to exit my fixed income.
Absolutely.
You are exiting in totality. Which means even the underperforming equity portfolio gets redeemed whenever you have liquidity requirement.
Understood.
This particular portfolio, right, you mentioned 92 or 91, 92% is allocated towards this particular scheme, which means there is no part of the portfolio available for you to exit without being penalized if you have, liquidity requirements of 40-50 lakh rupees, which could happen, in case of any health emergency or any real estate requirement or any other investment objective that you may have in the short term.
Yeah, or an opportunity presents itself, right?
Or an opportunity that presents itself. Now, all of that aside, this portfolio obviously doesn't have enough diversification. So at the top, when we say 13 mutual fund schemes and we feel it's either over diversified or appropriately diversified,
actually under
diversified from an AUM share perspective, because 93% is only towards one particular scheme. In our view, of course, whether or not the scheme is ideal, that's a separate conversation. The fact that there is not decent allocation towards 7 or 8 mutual fund schemes points towards the fact that this portfolio, perhaps not today, but tomorrow, runs the risk of significantly underperforming the market.
So in fact, ironically, this is a portfolio that is created to look after a child's future purely from packaging standpoint, and is actually less protected against volatility.
Absolutely. This is an emotional portfolio, really not practical.
Yeah.
But the fact that there is not enough diversification doesn't allow you to sleep peacefully at night, doesn't allow you to meet your liquidity requirements, means that there could be periods when portfolio would be significantly underperforming. It's just not the right advice in my view.
Understood. What would be your recommendation to this mother?
My recommendation would be to meet an advisor who sort of looks at asset allocation and portfolio allocation in light of your investment objectives. You can keep this scheme, but allocation to the allocation needs to be significantly higher.
Yeah.
Portfolio manager.
One thing, like generally we do recommend people for staggered exit. With a 5-year lock-in essentially with this particular fund, how does one rebalance this portfolio?
See, again, we come back to the cost-benefit analysis. There is a cost of rebalancing where if you're redeeming something, there may be an exit load and a taxation impact.
Yeah.
But the benefit, which is essentially the outperformance that the new scheme can provide, could be significantly higher. Once the cost-benefit analysis is done, the plan to exit and invest in new schemes could be created over the next, let's say, immediate future or the next 3 to 6 months.
Understood.
But right size of portfolio allocation, in my view, which allows you to sleep peacefully at night, doesn't let you worry about a single mutual fund scheme underperforming, is the way to go.
Perfect. This, I think, will be very helpful for all our viewers, and hopefully, we can take some learnings away from this episode. And thank you so much for doing this. I hope to see you in the next episode of Portfolio Breakdown.
Thank you.
If you would like to get a detailed breakdown of your own portfolio, you can scan the QR on the screen and download the Dezerv app.